Greetings for the day, dear students. Today I am going to start a new topic of nucleic acid, and today I'll give you the general information or the introductory part of the nucleic acids. Although the name nucleic acid suggests their location in the nuclei of the cells, certain of them are, however, also present in the cytoplasm. The nucleic acids are the hereditary determinants of the living organisms. They are the macromolecules present in most living cells, either in the free state or bound to proteins as nucleoproteins. Like the proteins, the nucleic acids are biopolymers of high molecular weight with mononucleotide as their repeating units, just as amino acids are the repeating units of proteins, as we have seen in our previous lectures. There are two kinds of nucleic acids, we all know: deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA and ribonucleic acid or RNA. We have studied about them in our previous classes, like in BSc part 3rd. Both types of nucleic acids are present in all plants and animals. DNA is found mainly in chromatin of the cell nucleus, whereas most of the RNA, about 90% of the RNA, is present in the cell cytoplasm and a little, about 10%, in the nucleus. It may be added that extranuclear DNA also exists. It occurs, for example, in the mitochondria and chloroplasts. Now we will see the hydrolytic products of nucleic acid. That is when the nucleic acid is subjected to hydrolysis, what are the products which are possible? If nucleic acids are hydrolyzed in aqueous ammonia at 115 degrees centigrade or in presence of barium hydroxide, they hydrolyze into nucleotides, the smaller unit nucleotides, which on further hydrolysis in presence of aqueous ammonia gives nucleotides and phosphoric acid. There is another route. In the presence of enzyme nuclease, they also hydrolyze into nucleotides, which again are further hydrolyzed in presence of aqueous ammonia at 175 degrees centigrade into nucleotides. And in presence of magnesium oxide in solution and subjected to heating, the nucleic acids directly hydrolyze into nucleosides. The nucleosides, when further subjected to hydrolysis, they split into sugar, purines and pyrimidine bases. And the sequence, that is from nucleic acid to nucleotide and then to nucleoside and then to sugar, purine, their molecular weights go on decreasing. Now we come to the components of nucleic acids. The components of nucleic acids we all know are acid, that is the phosphoric acid, and a pentose sugar and nitrogenous bases. The nitrogenous bases may be of two types, purines and pyrimidines. Now we will see which components are present in DNA and which are present in RNA. Now first we will see the acid. The acid is, as we know, is phosphoric acid. Both in RNA and DNA the acid is the same, that is phosphoric acid is present. And the pentose sugar, it is ribose sugar in RNA and 2-deoxyribose sugar in DNA. Now we come to the nitrogenous bases. Purine bases present in RNA are adenine and guanine, whereas same two bases are present in DNA also, adenine and guanine. That is, we can say that purine bases are same both in DNA and RNA. The difference is only pyrimidine bases. In RNA, cytosine and uracil are present, whereas in DNA, cytosine and thymine are present. Now we take the phosphoric acid. The molecular formula of phosphoric acid is H3PO4. It contains 3 monovalent hydroxyl groups and a divalent oxygen atom. As we know, the phosphorus is pentavalent atom. All are linked to the pentavalent phosphorus atom. Now we take the pentose sugars. The two types of nucleic acids are distinguished primarily on the basis of 5-carbon keto sugar or pentose which they possess. One possesses D2-deoxyribose and hence the name deoxyribose nucleic acid or deoxyribonucleic acid, whereas the other contains D-ribose, hence the name ribonucleic acid or ribose nucleic acid. Here we can see that in ribose and deoxyribose the structures of two pentose sugars, and in ribose at the carbon atom 2' there is hydroxyl group, whereas in deoxyribose the oxygen atom is missing at this carbon atom, that is 2' carbon atom. So the name is given ribose and deoxyribose. An important property of the pentoses in their capacity to form esters with phosphoric acid is there. In this reaction, the OH groups of the pentose, especially those at C3 and C5, are involved in forming a 3'5' phosphodiester bond between adjacent pentose residues that we will see later in later slides when we discuss the structure. This bond in fact is an integral part of the structure of the nucleic acid. That is, the phosphodiester bond is very important in structure of the nucleic acids. Here we can see the formation of phosphodiester bond, that is at 3' carbon atom of the pentose sugar and at 5' carbon atom of the pentose sugar. The hydroxyl group present at these positions, they are involved in the formation of diester bond with the phosphoric acid. Now we come to the nitrogenous bases. Two types of nitrogenous bases, as I had told you earlier, are found in all nucleic acids. The nitrogenous bases are derivatives of pyrimidine and purine. That is why the name is given pyrimidine bases and purine bases. The pyrimidine bases are uracil, thymine and cytosine, and purine bases are adenine and guanine. Now first we will take the pyrimidine derivatives. These are all derived from their parent heterocyclic compound pyrimidine, which contains a 6-member ring with 2 nitrogen atoms and 3 double bonds, as we can see in its structure. It has a melting point of 22 degrees centigrade and a boiling point of 123.5 degrees centigrade. The numbering, we all know, we start numbering of the heterocyclic ring from the heteroatom and giving the least number to the second nitrogen atom. So the numbering will be like this, anti-clockwise. Now here are the structures of uracil, thymine and cytosine, and we can see their physical properties and molecular formula also in this slide. Now purine derivatives. These are all derived from their parent compound purine, which contains a 6-membered pyrimidine ring fused with a 5-member imidazole ring and is related to uric acid. It has a melting point of 216 degrees centigrade. Here is the structure of the purine. And these are structures of adenine and guanine, and their physical properties and molecular formula are also given here. Now we come to the nucleoside. The nucleosides are compounds in which nitrogenous bases, that is purine and pyrimidines, are conjugated to the pentose sugar, maybe ribose or deoxyribose, as may be the case, that is whether it is RNA or DNA, by a beta glycosidic linkage. The beta glycosidic linkage involves the C1' of sugar and hydrogen atom at N5 in case of purines and N1 in case of the pyrimidines, thus eliminating a molecule of water. Here we can see the structure of a nucleoside, that is, here we can see that is shown by a yellow circle, N beta glycosidic linkage. The purine in case of purine, C1 of sugar is linked to N5 base, and in case of pyrimidine, C1 of sugar is linked to N1 of the base. Here in this list, in the base sugar, the nucleoside form and their trivial name and their abbreviations are given, that we can see. For example, in case of adenine, the sugar is ribose. If the in case of RNA, the base is, if the base is adenine and the sugar is ribose, and the nucleoside form will be called adenine ribonucleoside, and the trivial name is adenosine, and the abbreviation used is AR. Similarly, you can see the names of the other nucleosides and nucleotides formed by the combination of various bases, sugars, and all that. Now we come to nucleotide. The nucleotides are the phosphoric acid esters of nucleosides. These occur either in the free form or as subunits in the nucleic acid. In the ribose moiety of the nucleoside, the phosphorylation is possible only at 3 positions, that is C2 dash, C3 dash, C5 dash, since C1 dash and C4 dash are involved in the furanose ring formation, as you must have studied in carbohydrates, that the 5-member rings are in the formation of 5-member ring. C1 and C4 of the chain are involved in the formation of 5-member ring. In the deoxyribose component of a 2-deoxyribonucleoside, only 2 positions, C3 dash and C5 dash, are available for phosphorylation, since in this sugar C1 dash and C4 dash are involved in the furanose ring, and C2 dash does not bear the hydroxyl group. So here is the structure of the nucleotide. Here you can see in the yellow circle, first yellow circle, the phosphoester bond is formed. 1, 2 dash or 1, 2 or 3 phosphate groups are attached to it at the 3 prime or 5 prime hydroxyl groups. And in the second right hand side yellow circle, we can see N beta glycosidic linkage, same as in case of we have seen in the slide of the nucleosides. So this was all about the introduction to nucleic acid. In our next lecture, we will discuss the structure of DNA. Thank you. Have a nice day.